One of the big issues that a lot of multimedia journalists have when it comes to infographics is how do they get their graphic material? They're not animators, they don't know how to draw very well. But there is actually a lot of stuff available, and if you're quite creative about how you get it, and I'll be talking later about specific websites the way you can sort of download copyright-free icons, etc. But here I've just opened one of many free-to-use animation graphics packages. And they have lots of shapes and all sorts of things in here. If I go into here, you can see my different objects that I've got and little shapes and things that I can take out and use and drop in. So what I'm going to do here is sort of demonstrate by using one of these, and there are a number of them, as I said, online, one of these packages to create a series of still images that I can then piece together in Premiere later. Firstly, sort of cropping the screenshots that I'm going to make in Photoshop and then going into Premiere. So here we have a map of the world, and I just want to tell the story about various nuclear sites. Now, none of this is factual. I'm just making it up as we go along. So to do that, I'm going onto my various categories for finding the thing that I want. So there's nothing here. Let's go for icons, and here's the nuclear sign. Okay, so before I do that, I'm just going to take a screenshot, and I'm going to take a series of screenshots through this and crop them later. To do this on a Mac, I'm pressing Command, Shift, and then the number 3 key. It's just made a very quick screenshot of the screen that I'm looking at. Now I'm going to start adding these nuclear reacting signs down here, and I can scale them for size here. So let's do that one, clicking outside. And again, another screenshot, Command, Shift, and 3. Oops. And now we're going to go, let's try and find another one, another nuclear site. Let's put some here. So let's put a bunch on here. So let's start with this one, and then Command, Shift, 3, one here, and then I'm going to put another one down here. And again, let's make this one a little bit small. And then again, Command, Shift, and 3, and let's put another one down here, a smaller one. Let's make that one smaller. Down here, Command, Shift, and 3. Now it's quite, it takes a long time to do this, so I'm not going to do very much of this, but you can understand that there could be a lot that we're doing and making this come up one by one. So I'm clicking outside of this one, Command F3. I think you get the idea. I can go through, start dropping them all over the place. One by one. So I'm making a lot of screenshots as I go. I'm just going to do one last one. Shapes here, not shapes, sorry, objects. And another one down there. Okay, one last screenshot here. Okay, so you can see that I can have different themes. This is a map of the world, but there's all sorts of things that I could change this around to. And as I said, there's many different websites that allow you to do this. Creating graphics very quickly. So this is another one that I could use instead. Okay, so let's take that out, and I'm going to go now, flip down into Photoshop, and I'm going to open all of those screenshots I've just made. So they should have all be sitting on my desktop, a whole bunch of screenshots here. So I'm going to just quickly open them all up, and I want to do exactly the same crop to all of them. So to do this, I'm going to create an action. An action will allow me to duplicate this with all of the different files as I go through them one by one. So to do that, I need to come up here and see where my actions are. There they are right there. Here, clear all actions. And I'm going to start with a new action. Yeah, new action. Okay, and start recording. Okay, so from here, I'm going to go to my crop tool, and I'm going to crop at, for the sake of this, 1920 pixels. Oops, 1920 pixels by 1080. Okay, so that gives me the exact size that I want. Slightly bigger than I was intending to, so this is going to make the image a little bit bigger, but I'm just putting this in exactly as I want it, like here. Okay, so I make the crop, sorry, and I come up and I save it, and then I close it. Okay, and now I can stop the action, go back to the first one up here, and then just press play, and it's going to make the same crop for each of the images that I made. So I'm just very quickly running through these, and it's cropping them all for me, exactly the same dimensions. Okay, that's all done, and now I'm going to come into Premiere here, and then I'm going to open these up. So I'm going to go onto my desktop, I'm going to find those crops that I've just done, bring them in here, and now you can see I'm ready to start dropping them onto the timeline. So on the first and then on the last, drop them all onto the timeline, and there we have it. So if you scroll along now, let me just go up to here to fit so you can see it all. So as I scroll along here, you can see that what's going to happen is that these are going to start popping up one by one as I'm talking through my animation. Very simple, but you can adapt this to however you like. You can see that you could do all sorts of things with this in terms of creating something that would highlight a particular issue that you want to make without you having to go in and start drawing all the different icons that you need. And this is just one way of doing it, which makes it very quick and simple to do and can sometimes get quite an effective little animation.